In this video, I'll demonstrate how you can use the AR tracking tool in Lytec to optimize your billing workflow and reduce frustration with accounts receivable. It's an interactive aging utility that empowers you to effectively organize your work list by using filters to collect a list of aging claims and statements. And then it allows you to assign statuses, tasks, and due dates to yourself or other billing staff that you can track. Let me show you a quick demo on how this feature works. First, I want to mention that there are 35 filters that will allow you to narrow down a specific list of unpaid patient statements or unpaid claims that you need. And I also want to point out you can create filter templates for those. So as you see here at the top, I've done an all primary insurance aging template filter, which when I select that, it automatically fills in my filters for me to pull those specific claims. There's one that I've created to pull all claims assigned to biller 1. Another one for primary insurance aging 120 days and older. And you can create as many template filters as you'd like. I'm going to clear my filters and show you how this works. So first thing I want to do, I selected the insurance aging, and then I'm also going to select my range here. I'm going to select, I like to leave mine on all so that I can come down to the middle here and use my date ranges and put specific dates in here. So what I like to do is I like to go just 1 year back. And I also like to go up to last month. That way it's not going to pull claims that I just sent last week or 2 weeks ago. I like to go at least 30 days back because I know that anything before then, I have had enough time to receive the payment and post the payment. So you can even go 2 months back or further if you're behind on your posting or transmitting. I also like to use a second date range here for last billed. And the reason I like to use this is because if I just worked my AR last week and I billed some claims that were even from like 6 months ago, I don't want those to pull into my list because I've already worked them and rebuild them within the last 30 days. So I'm going to use that same date range so it does not pull anything I've billed out in the last 30 days as well, even if it was older. Some of the key filters that I want to point out is you can narrow your list down by insurance carrier. So here at the very top filter here, I can select if I just want to bill Aetna, I can select Aetna. Or if I want to do multiple insurances and maybe I want to do a couple of my, let's see, I'm just going to select a few different insurances here. And here it's plugged in all of those that I have selected. You also have the option to do just the opposite. So I can exclude these insurances and pull everything else. And so if you click this button here on the right, it'll exclude everything and pull everything but those insurances. You can also pull your list by insurance type. So if I wanted to just work on all of my Medicare claims first, I can do that. Or if I leave it empty, it's going to include everything, all insurances. And so you have that option. In this example, I'm going to just work on my primary. You also have the option to select a specific patient chart, patient codes if you use the patient code filters, your patient types if you're using that in your charts, your patient hold codes, your billing status codes. And you can also do it by balance. This is a great one to use as well. If you want to filter out and do the high balance claims first, and then go back and do the low balance claims. So it just depends on your priority for your claims. Days to timely filing, you can do this as well. You would have to have the days to timely filing set up in your insurance screen. Once you have that set up for each insurance, you can plug in that range there, the number of days, and it will pull those specific claims on your list. Narrow it down. Patient AR status and billing status. This is something that you can start using with AR Tracker and you can assign this. So for example, here for billing status, I've created some examples here. So denied is one, appealed, in collections, pending, the claim is pending, rebuild, and rejected. So this is a great one when you're posting your payments or you're doing your posting. If something is denied on one of those ERAs or EOBs, you can mark that claim as denied and then come back in here and find those ones where you've changed the AR status to denied to work on. And then also these two filters I want to point out are great to use as well, transaction code and diagnosis code. These filters are great to use when we get those phone calls from people that say, hey, how do I pull a list of outstanding claims that haven't been paid yet for codes that are no longer valid, that are old? I billed the wrong code, or I didn't realize this diagnosis code is no longer valid. You can use these two fields to quickly find a list of those claims with those old codes that have not been paid yet. And then once you start using this tool to assign tasks to yourself or to other staff members, this is how you can go back in and find those assigned items that you have assigned to either yourself or another staff member. You can also narrow it down by the specific task that you've assigned. So there's lots of different filters to find these claims, go back and work them, or the statements, go back and work them, and get your AR down. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the run button and show you what it looks like. So on this first screen, it breaks the list down by provider. So here I have the two providers. I can, if I want to narrow down on just one of these providers, all you have to do is double click, and it's going to pull the outstanding claims for just that one provider that you've double clicked on. If you wanted to include both providers and you don't, it doesn't matter which provider, you can hit skip this level and it'll include all providers. So it does give you that drill down option to just narrow down on a specific list or include all. Same here with the insurance list. If you want to, first of all, I would suggest to sort by the billing column here on the end. And that way it will give you which one has the most outstanding claims. So if you wanted to focus on that, just double click and it's going to take you to those 11 claims for First Healthcare. In this case, I'm going to say skip this level so I can show you here the whole list of all of the patients that have outstanding claims. And again, you can sort by billing number or you can sort by the total outstanding balance and start with whichever is greatest here if you want to focus on that. That way, when you do that, so I'm going to double click here on that patient. It lists all 7 claims for that specific patient. So I could go in and call the insurance company and work those specific claims. If you want to go back, I'm going to go back to the previous list. If I want to look at all of the claims, I can just hit skip this level and it takes me to my list of all of the outstanding claims. So the drill down method really lets you focus, hyper focus on specific insurances first, or patients first, and then to help you get through that list quicker. So here's a look at all of my claims that are outstanding, and you can see how you can see right away in the AR status column the ones that have been worked because I've already given them a status. They've been assigned to somebody to work on and given a task and a follow-up date. This one, you can see this person has already worked on it. It has a last work date in there, and it shows who worked on it last. So this is a great method to track things that are being worked on as well. So a few of the key features here in the AR tracking, you can right click on the claim and you can open billing. You can also just double click on it and it opens as well, by the way. So a quick way to get to your charges and payment screen. I didn't have to key in the chart or the claim number to get to this screen to work on it and view the information. It is editable in this screen. So you'll notice the save button is not grayed out. So you can make any changes you need. If you come in here and notice, oh, I'm missing a modifier, I need to add that and rebuild a claim. You can do that and make your changes and hit save. You can also right click and go to the AR tracking details. This screen gives you all the information you need to pick up the phone and call your insurance company. Fortunately, in this demo, the phone number's not in there, but it should be. Anyhow, you'll have the patient information here as well as the patient's date of birth. So you can pick up the phone if you need to, or I would highly recommend track it in your insurance, in your clearinghouse first to see if it actually made it to the insurance payer and then pick up the phone and call. But this is a great way here to see your list and what's been done. So you can see your task, the activity, how many times it's been worked on. If you want to view the notes on the right-hand side, there's an edit note button you can go into and view the notes that have been added to this. So here's your notes. And you can also right click and add AR note. So if there hadn't been a note on that one yet, you can hit add AR note. It takes you to the screen to go ahead and add your new notes. You can insert a user timestamp. And you also have lots of functions here to format your notes. You can do bullet points. You can center your notes, bold it, underline, all of those things here. So add. All right, and we'll hit save and get out of there. And then you can also right click and assign an agent and a task. So I'm going to do it on one of these here that aren't assigned yet. And I'm going to assign it to biller 2, call insurance, and then it automatically gives a due date based on the settings for this task. You can default a number of days ahead of time. And then I'm going to also right click and you can change the billing AR status. So this one doesn't have a status yet, so I can go in and change it and add one. So I can say this one was rejected. And you'll notice it doesn't show up here quite yet. There's a refresh button in the top right-hand corner you can click on, and that will refresh your screen, and now you can see that it's showing up here. A few other things that you can do, you can remove the task, you can change the billing AR status, change the patient status. So this is another key thing you can do as well with AR tracking, is you can also assign an AR status to your patient's chart. So a good example would be if you sent them to collections or they're on a payment plan, so that somebody sees that AR status assigned to the chart as a whole, they'll know that, if they're on a payment plan, not to send them to collections, or if they are already in collections, not to schedule them for future appointments. Or just a few examples. Another thing I really like about this screen is once you go through this list and you fix anything that needs to be corrected and you need to rebill them, what you can do is put a check mark in the box in the first column here and select multiple claims, and then right click and you can select to rebill your claims. This is going to put that check mark back in the box for the primary insurance or whichever insurance here you're working on to rebill those out. And then those will show up in your revenue management list when you go to transmit your electronic claims and send them back out again. Or if they're set up as paper, they'll show up in your queue to print your paper claims. So those are some of the key features of AR Tracker and how it's going to speed things up. So you'll notice that this list is much easier than working on a report that you're going to print out or even save as a PDF, because I have all of my notes accessible. I can assign things to me. So now that I've assigned items to different staff, I can go back to my filter screen, and now I can select all of the items that have been assigned. And I can say I want to look at the ones that have been assigned to biller 2. And I'm going to skip my levels to go all the way to the list of claims. Here we are. And you'll notice that this list is much shorter, and these are all of the claims that are assigned to biller 2. So this is how biller 2 would come in and work those claims. Another thing I want to mention, you can export this list if you need to. You can export it to Excel on the top right. So I hope you found this useful. Thank you so much, and we hope you utilize this tool in Lytec.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and also do us a favor and click that like button. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.